Howdy everyone, and welcome to chemistry this semester at Carroll Community College. My name is Dr. Young. I'll be your instructor. This video is for either my CHEM-101 or CHEM-105 courses this semester. What we want to go over real briefly is just what should we have for the first week of class so that you're prepared. Regardless of which class you're in, you do need to have the textbook. Now, with how the publisher works, for most cases, that means you're probably going to have the e-text, especially for 105. The e-text is the default. It is optional to get a rental copy of the textbook. The bookstore does not have any hardcover textbooks for students to buy, whether new or used for Chem 105, only rent. So I've tailored the course to be for people who are mainly using the e-text to look at figures and do that sort of thing. For Chem 101, the e-text is also available. For there, the bookstore does have used copies and sometimes new copies of the text. But again, if you have the e-text, you're good. Now, the reason I'm focusing on that is because when you purchase the e-text, you automatically also purchase access to the Mastering Chemistry homework site. And that is also a requirement that you have to have. It's where all the homeworks will be done, where each week you'll have a problem set. Usually goes chapter by chapter, and so if you have the e-text, you'll have Mastering Chemistry. All of that's done, and then if you want the hardcover book, in paper or in person, that's an optional thing you'd have separately. Right. The next requirement that you need for the first week is the lab manual. These are only available in the bookstore. They're printed in-house. They're only a couple dollars. We will not be doing an experiment the first week, but we will be doing safety quizzes, all the safety rules that we have to go over, and a bunch of lab stuff that we use the manual to go over. So please have the lab manual for that first lab meeting. You do not need the goggles and lab coats for that first meeting, but you will need to get those for any experiment. We'll go over this during the safety briefing. If you don't have lab coat and goggles, you will not do the lab. You'll be asked to leave during the lab time, and you'll miss out on those points. The bookstore has many goggles and lab coats for you to use in a wide variety of sizes. We do recommend you go early to make sure they have your preferred size, but they're usually pretty good there. You can get goggles and lab coats elsewhere, though we recommend the bookstore because they have exactly what you need. So if you are getting it from or bringing it from another location, bringing something, sometimes we have nursing students who have their own lab coats. Just maybe bring that the first week, and I can double check it and say, yes, this meets the requirements for what our goggles and lab coats have to do. You'll be fine. All right. And as far as requirements, that's about it. You got to have access to the textbook one way or the other. You have to have access to Mastering Chemistry. You got to have your lab manual. The other things we really want to focus on this semester is knowing how to get help. So my office hours are posted in the syllabus. They will also be posted on Canvas. But also a big thing we're stressing this year, we had success with it last semester, getting as many people to basically live in the academic services center as much as possible, where we have many tutors. We have a room dedicated to science, so whether it's chem, biophysics, or geoscience, we have tutors who are there from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Thursday, and then a few hours on Friday. They can also do online tutoring. And so between office hours with me and tutoring hours with them, we really want people to know that there's help out there whether it's studying for a test, working on a lab, working on a homework, the help is available. So hopefully if that explains what you need for our first meeting or two for this coming week. If you have any questions about any materials, please reach out to me through email. That'll be the fastest way. There are messages on Canvas, but they don't pop up very often or clearly, so they don't always get answered right away. But email, I'll get you back to you within a day or two. So myoung@carrollcc.edu is where to reach me. Thank you very much, and I look forward to seeing you next week.